The untold story of Genesis 34, a tragic tale of honor, vengeance, and faith. Welcome to our channel where we dive deep into the Bible's most challenging stories. Today we're tackling a difficult and often overlooked chapter in the book of Genesis. Chapter 34, the story of Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and the tragedy that unfolded in Shechem. Genesis 34 tells the story of Dinah, who is violated by Shechem, the son of Hamor, a Hivite prince. What follows is a tale of deceit, vengeance, and moral ambiguity. But what can we as Christians learn from this troubling chapter? Let's start by acknowledging the atrocity itself. Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, went out to visit the women of the land. She was seen by Shechem, who took her and raped her. This act of violence against Dinah is one of the earliest examples in Scripture of the profound vulnerability of women in ancient times. From a Christian perspective, this act is utterly condemnable. The Bible teaches us to uphold the dignity and worth of every person, created in the image of God. Shechem's sin against Dinah is a violation not only of her but of the divine image she bears. In response to this atrocity, Dinah's brothers, Simeon and Levi, craft a deceptive plan. They agree to the marriage proposal from Shechem's family on one condition, that all the men in Shechem's city be circumcised. But their intention wasn't peace, it was revenge. On the third day, when the men of Shechem were still in pain from the circumcision, Simeon and Levi attacked the city. They killed every male, including Shechem and his father Hamor. They plundered the city, taking the women, children, and livestock as spoils. This is where the story becomes even more troubling. While we understand the desire to defend their sister's honor, their method, mass murder and plunder, is deeply problematic. It raises the question, does this extreme vengeance align with the teachings of Christ? As Christians, we are called to reflect on justice and mercy, especially in situations like this. But before we apply modern Christian ethics to this ancient story, it's crucial to understand the cultural context of the time. In the ancient Near East, honor was everything. The violation of a woman in a patriarchal society was seen not only as a personal assault, but as an attack on the entire family's honor. Simeon and Levi's response, though extreme by our standards, was influenced by a worldview where the honor of the family had to be defended at all costs. Their violent reaction, while excessive, was driven by the cultural norms of their time, where such acts were often seen as necessary to prevent further dishonor. However, from a Christian perspective, we are also reminded that the teachings of Christ call us to a higher standard, one that transcends cultural norms and emphasizes justice, mercy, and love. In Matthew chapter 5, verses 38 to 39, Jesus says, "You have heard that it was said, eye for eye and tooth for tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also." While the Old Testament often reflects the harsh realities of the time, the New Testament calls us to rise above those impulses. It asks us to seek justice not through revenge but through righteousness. The actions of Simeon and Levi, though motivated by a desire to defend their sister, remind us of the dangers of letting anger and a desire for revenge dictate our actions. The consequences of this atrocity were significant. Jacob, their father, feared retaliation from the surrounding tribes, and later, on his deathbed, he rebuked Simeon and Levi for their violence. Their actions had lasting effects on their family and their future. For us today, this story serves as a warning. It challenges us to consider how we respond to injustice and wrongdoing. Are we quick to anger and vengeance, or do we seek God's guidance in pursuing justice in a way that reflects His love and mercy? In a world that often encourages retaliation, this passage reminds us that true strength lies in restraint and forgiveness. While understanding the context helps us grasp why Simeon and Levi acted as they did, we are called to live according to the teachings of Christ, seeking peace and reconciliation wherever possible. As we reflect on Genesis chapter 34, let's remember that the Bible doesn't shy away from showing us the complexities and flaws of its characters. But it also points us toward the ultimate example of justice and mercy, Jesus Christ. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, I encourage you to dive deeper into the Scriptures, to wrestle with the difficult passages, and to seek God's wisdom in applying these lessons to your own life. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content that dives deep into the Bible and its teachings, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's continue this journey of faith together.